Hey, shalom, brothers and sisters. Welcome back. I thank you again for joining me, as always. Today's lesson, I want to talk about Lot and his family. Of course, you know the story about Lot and Sodom and Gomorrah. He's a nephew of Abraham, the patriarch. And I just want to, talk about him a little bit. He's worth mentioning, of course. And, as far as he's first, mentioned in Genesis chapter 12, verse 5, where he leaves with Abraham after Abraham was called by Yahweh to go to a choice land, that Yahweh designated him. And 13 here, verse 13, of course, Abraham and Lot, their herdsmen get into a confrontation because there's not enough room for their livestock. So, of course, Abraham says, pick what land you want, pick the best if you want, don't matter to me. So Lot picks it, and then he goes, chapter 14, of course. And I want you to read these scriptures too. I mean, the chapters, you could learn some lessons from this. Chapter 14, Abraham, he actually rescues Lot from this band of warlords and everything. He rescues Lot, his family, and the others that were taken captive. And now we go to chapter 18. Let's see, chapter 18, and it'll be 20, verse 20 and to 33. This is when the angels appeared to Abraham and told him what they had plans for, the wicked cities. Right here it says, this is going to be verses 20 to 33. And Yahweh said, because of the cry of Sodom and Gomorrah is great, and because their sin is very grievous, I will go down now and see whether they have done altogether according to the cry of it which is come unto me, and if not, I will know. And the men turned their faces from thence and went toward Sodom, but Abraham stood yet before Yahweh, and Abraham drew near and said, will that also destroy the righteous with the wicked? Peradventure there be 50 righteous within the city. Wilt thou also destroy and not spare the place for the 50 righteous that are therein? That be far from thee to do after this manner, to slay the righteous with the wicked, and the righteous should be as the wicked. That be far from thee. Shall not the judge of all earth do right? And Yahweh said, if I find in Sodom 50 righteous within the city, then I will spare all the place for their sakes. And Abraham answered and said, behold, now I have taken upon me to speak unto Yahweh, which am but dust and ashes. Peradventure there shall lack 5 of the 50 righteous. Will that destroy all the city for lack of 5? And he said, if I find there 45, I will destroy it not. And he spoke unto him yet again and said, peradventure, if there shall be 40 found there. And he said, I will not do it for 40's sake. And he said unto him, oh, let not Yahweh be angry, but I will speak. Peradventure there be 30 be found there. And he said, I will not do it if I find 30 there. And he said, behold, now I have taken upon me to speak unto my sovereign. Peradventure there be 20 found there. And he said, I will not destroy it for 20's sake. And he said, oh, let not Yahweh be angry, and I will speak but this once. Peradventure 10 shall be found there. And he said, I will not destroy it for 10's sake. And Yahweh went his way as soon as he had left communing with Abraham, and Abraham returned to his place. So Abraham was just casually and nicely asking, trying to save the righteous, and he's going down in numbers. And Yahweh said, if I find 10 righteous, I won't destroy it. Of course, Lot and his family, there was 4 in there. And I'm not saying that Lot was righteous, but I don't know, when it comes to his daughters and wives, that might be a different story. There might have been only one righteous person in there, but the city had to be destroyed. And and then chapter 19, if you go to 19, Lot and his family were delivered from Sodom. Chapter 4, and we'll go to 19, chapter 4 to 16. And before they lay down, the men of the city, even the men of Sodom, compassed the house around, old and young, and the people from every quarter. And they called unto Lot and said unto him, Where are the men that came in to thee last night? Bring them out unto us, that we may know them. This is when the angels appeared, and Lot was hospitable. He invited them in, give them a meal, whatever. But these perverts wanted to know him in a strange way. And Lot went out at the door unto them, and shut the door after him, and said, I pray you, brethren, do not so wickedly. Behold, now I have 2 daughters which have not known man. Let me, I pray you, bring them out unto you, and do ye to them that is good in your eyes. Only unto these men do nothing, for therefore came they under the shadow of my roof. And they said, Stand back. And they said again, This one fellow came in to sojourn, and he will now be a judge. Now will we deal worse with thee than with them. And they pressed sore upon the man, even Lot, and came near to break the door. And the men put forth their hand and pulled Lot into the house to them, and shut the door. And they smote the men that were at the door of the house with blindness, so small and great, so that they wearied themselves to find the door. And the man said unto Lot, Hast thou here any besides son-in-law, and thy sons, and thy daughters, and whatsoever thou hast in the city? Bring them out of this place. For we will destroy this place, because the cry of them is waxen great before the face of Yahweh, and Yahweh has sent us to destroy it. And Lot went out and spoke unto his son-in-laws, which married his daughters, and said, Up, get you out of this place, for Yahweh will destroy this city. But he seemed as one that mocked unto his sons-in-law. And when the morning arose, the angels hastened Lot, saying, Arise, take thy wife and the 2 daughters which are here, lest thou be consumed in the iniquity of the city. And while he lingered, the men laid hold upon his hand, and upon the hand of his wife, and hands upon his 2 daughters, Yahweh being merciful unto him, and they brought him forth and set him without the city. So they went out of the city, and anyways, the story about that. They started running. The angel said, Don't look back. If you look back, you're in trouble. And of course, the wife couldn't help it. She had to look back, and she was turned into a pillar of salt. And the daughters and Abraham, or Lot, they took off and hid in a cave. Yeah, they went in a cave, and of course, they probably thought, they were the only humans left. Especially the daughters thought that. I'm gonna go to same chapter, 19. It'll be 30 to 38, and it says here what happened. And Lot went up out of Zoar and dwelt in the mountain, and his 2 daughters with him, for he feared to dwell in Zoar, and he dwelt in the cave, he and his 2 daughters. And the firstborn said unto the younger, Our father is old, and there is not a man in the earth to come in unto us after the manner of all the earth. Come, let us make our father drink wine, and we will lie with him, that we may preserve seed of our father, which kind of sick, of course, but that's what they were thinking, So they made their father, and they made the father drink wine that night, and the firstborn went in and lay with the father, and he perceived not when she lay down, nor when she arose. And it came to pass on the morrow that the firstborn said unto the younger, Behold, I lay yesternight with my father, lest us make him drink wine this night also, and go thou in, and lie with him, that we may preserve seed of our father. And they made their father drink wine that night also, and the younger rose and lay with him, and he perceived not when she lay down or when she arose. Thus when both the daughters of Lot with child by their fathers, and the firstborn bare a son, and his name was Moab, the same is the father of the Moabites unto this day. And the younger also bore a son, and called his name Ammon, and he was the father of the Ammonites unto this day. Talking about, and you hear about them in the Bible, the pagan tribes and clans, the Moabites and Ammonites, and that's where they came from. And after that, Lot's not spoken of anymore. The daughters aren't, but the two children's descendants are the offspring, and they were troublesome to the house of Israel. And that's a disturbing story of Lot and his daughters, of course. Lot didn't know any better. He must not have been a very good drinker. He blacked out, whatever. But that's just a story that preachers don't tell their congregations or followers or anything like, especially around kids. And that's understandable. But anyways, I just wanted to share the story of Lot and his family with you, because Lot, he was he was a nephew of Abraham, the great patriarch, and he was a fellow Hebrew too. So with that said and done, I thank you again for joining me, and please subscribe and hit that notification bell and give me a big thumbs up. I'd appreciate that very much. And you're free to watch my other videos. I thank you again for joining me. Till we meet again, peace out and shalom.